Hey everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we're taking a look at how the Kuat Piston Pro X fits on our 2021 Toyota 4Runner. If you want to check out the full demo where we talk about all the features and all the specs, check that out here at etrailer. But this is going to focus on the 4Runner and how well it pairs with this vehicle. So first is the feature where it tilts away. Why would you tilt your bike rack away? Well, if you want to open up your big hatch. So we have this lever here. You're going to want to pull that lever down, and then this will drop the bike rack down. Now, if you have your extra heavy bikes there, because this can have a weight capacity of up to 67 pounds per bike, that drop could be pretty fast, so watch out for that. You can see here on our 4Runner, even though we have a really big hatch, we have plenty of clearance between our door, our pedals, and our handlebars. We can grab our cool, fun stuff like our helmets, our waters, our backpacks, close that door, and lift this rack right back up without taking up too much time. So this tilts up and then it snaps into place. You can hear that click. What types of bikes can you carry with this bike rack? Well, I did mention a 67-pound weight capacity, so your heavy electric bikes, but also your larger mountain bikes. You have a 53-inch wheelbase, which is very long and awesome for those larger bikes. But also, if you have carbon fiber frame, or let's say your women's bikes, your children's bikes, since it secures your bike by the front and the rear wheel, you have zero frame contact. Where the Piston Pro X truly shines though is the piston. So you press this, you can see the Kashima coating here. You press it and that pops right out. You can push this out now and then take off your bike. There we go. So if you want to, you can also get the loading ramp that you can add to the side of the bike rack. That way you can just ramp your bike down, especially helpful when you have those heavier bikes. Now I'm just going to bring our bike over here to the side so that we can take a closer look at the bike rack itself. Notice how it's in the open position now, where you have the trays all visible. This is going to help out with sliding the bikes back and forth to get those clearances with your handlebars and your saddles. So bring it back up, you press it up, and then you bring this in. Before we fold this down, notice too how we have an easy loading system here. So you press this, and now you can adjust it for those different tire sizes. So this can range from your 18-inch tires all the way up to your 29ers. So bring this in, and that's all secure. Now we're ready to ratchet that down. I like how secure it is once it is in the down or stowed position. I don't know if you've noticed, but those trays are also on the wide side. That way, if you even have your fat bike tires of up to 5 inches, this can carry that. Now, this is going to be a larger bike rack, so it adds a little bit of length to the 4Runner. Taking a measurement from our bumper to the end of the rack, it's 29 inches of length. So when you're backing into your garage or trying to park into a tight spot, don't forget that measurement. Also, very important is the ground clearance. Measuring here, it's 28.5 inches off of the ground. When you have those 67-pound electric bikes, that's a lot of height that you have to lift those. And because of that, I do recommend taking a look at the loading ramp in addition to this bike rack. But what if you're not planning on going out for a ride, but you also don't want to take your bike rack off? What you can do is fold it up. We have that lever we used earlier to tilt away. This time lift up on the rack, snaps into place. The length this now adds to the back of the 4Runner is bumper to bike rack 16 inches. Big difference compared to when this was folded down. With it folded up like this too, you will not be able to open up your hatch, but you have full visibility through your rear window. Your tail lights are visible, and Your license plate and your backup camera are not covered either, so you don't lose out on those features with this bike rack. Now you also have tail lights included with this rack. I do have it plugged into the 4Runner here. It is a magnetic mount, but since you already have a 4-way wiring with your 4Runner, you don't lose out on that feature. So that way, even though your taillights are visible, once your bikes are on, you'll still be able to see your brakes, you'll be able to see your blinkers, and all of that from the bike rack. Now the way this secures to the vehicle is you do have this tool which tightens down on the rack. I do have it secured here with this lock. And the keys are going to be matched or keyed alike with the lock here on our shank. So that way you can secure both the bikes and the bike rack. So this uses a hitch pin because that tool secures the bike rack right over here. So it extends a cam on the inside of our hitch receiver. So if I do a shake test of this rack, you can see how solid it is. I'm pretty much shaking the 4Runner at this point. Even if I shake by the bike rack itself, we have a really good, tight, and secure fit. Also, while we're up here, you can step on this pedal to bring this rack down. Helpful if you have your bike on the other hand. So all in all, you saw a bunch of different features. This is what the Piston Pro is about. It has those features to make it easier for you to load and unload your bikes with a Kashima coating, with a piston that shoots the front and rear wheel mount back. Awesome for those extra large, extra heavy, or extra special bikes for your adventures. If you want, you could upgrade from the Kuat NV to the Piston Pro because of the easier way to use it. I would also compare it to the Rocky Mounts guide rail bike rack, which has a similar design, but it does not have the wiring, it does not have the taillights, and it does not have the ramp. So for your 4Runner, with how high the bike rack is, I definitely recommend taking a look at the ramp. But other than that, this was a look at the Piston Pro X 2-bike platform rack on our 2021 Toyota 4Runner.